Hi, I'm Daniel. It's the 24th anniversary of Spongebob today. It's weird for a show lasted this young, with hundreds of episodes and many fans. The show has just universally agreed to best episodes. One is Chocolate with Nuts, that is top 5 material, but the best episode easily has to be Band Geeks. I even thought that before I remembered episode titles. The reason was probably mainly the ending, but every other second is filled with some imperfection here. It has great comedy, story, and does things not on the average SpongeBob episode, while still managing to show the strengths as well. It is the greatest episode, not just of SpongeBob, possibly of all time. It masters so much, and since I like doing a video for this show's anniversary, I will track through the episode in order in a video that end up younger than expected. I'm not sure if I can give an episode like this justice, but I'll try in this special TV show analysis. Also, here's an image. Now for the actual video to start. Band Geeks immediately hits you with something that will be distinct. It starts with band music to set the tone, as well as a simplistic orange title card. It sets the pill to this episode, and transitions that music to Squidward playing clarinet. I don't normally think Squidward's playing is that bad, but the contrast shows the point that it's meant to sound bad. The doctor opened the door and asked if the dying animal on the premises. The way it starts with "I understand" is funny, followed by Squidward closing the door before responding. I don't want to have to explain every joke, but I will for some in this analysis. A phone call happens in the same shot, and Squidward said you reached out to unrecognized client. This episode is Squidward focused. The other characters are there, but it's mainly Squidward's arc. He represents the failure of life, with his artistic triumphs going to waste as he works at fast food. Squillam is introduced here, and knew about the dying animal thing, or just had the same idea. His character barely appears, but is great at being the octopus Squidward wants to be, with the side-by-side screen showing a posher outfit, yuck, and house being like an art museum, which is compoundedly highlighted to Squidward's boring house. They have a conversation where Squillam reveals he's living Squidward's dream of having a place in the bubble bowl, but can't make it. He brags to Squidward about him not having a band, so in panic he says he does have a band and will play. Squidward now has a drum of a marching band fast, and he yaps at his own jokes. Squidward really is peak creativity for how he yaps in panic. He repeats this later saying he couldn't tell an elbow from an elbow, then following up by yapping at more band humour. State of Squidward's life and his motivations were really well established in his opening minute. It's brilliant. We see then everyone in Bikini Bottom reading a note about the band club. Some of the notes phrased like being admired by people you don't know is funny. Also, why did Yari have that poster hung up in his shower only to read then? Did he find a random poster, take it home out reading it, then stick it up to his shower? He did not waste time from his day so he can multitask. Yari has no time to waste. So the whole cast is here in this variety. Squidward walks in, you think they're talking, but they're just saying blah 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 to each other over and over again. There's an iconic reference in this scene, we need to go back to the beginning to see how it works. Squidward asks the question, how many of you have instrumental experience? First we need to consider why the comedy. The other jokes in media fit into one or two categories. It's funny as an out of context yarn, or funny because you know these characters and who said it. This emphasizes both brilliantly. Plankton asked to instrumental torture count. It can work as a joke on its own, but Plankton asking it genuinely is more funny. And in the big moment, Patrick asks if Mayonnaise is an instrument. First yay to the joke is Patrick being dumb without the actual reason. Plankton's line was clear words, where this is random to contrast it. The joke is also Squidward's tired reaction. Patrick puts his hand up again, and Squidward knew he was going to ask about horseradish. So all things he could have asked for being an instrument, why horseradish, and how does Squidward know? His prediction and annoyance at Patrick adds to this joke. We also couldn't put a yastic on this when all of this happened within seconds. I'm overanalyzing too much again. Squidward has to teach all of them who have been introduced with no musical experience. They practice playing clarinet with a bunch of yummy instruments. So when he asks for the drums, they instinctively blow in the stick instead. The yarn on Squidward who says too bad that didn't kill me. Relatable Squidward being here. SpongeBob asks for it to properly start kicking, which makes Patrick kick Sandy who start fighting. Patrick walks back in with her head sticking out, only to reveal it's trapped in the instrument. He comments about both the ice being left on, while ignoring his current state. I remember so much this thing before it happens, but it's still funny. This scene great seems to introduce how unteachable they are, while being full of great jokes that don't stop. The next part starts when the narrator reveals it's day 2 and they are marching outside. Only for the flagged warriors to fly into a blimp and die. The deaths won't be forgotten as they start playing funeral music, surprisingly well to pay respect for those lost. Stay free now, and Plankton's harmonica solo involves them running out of breath to blow each one. Funny to make use of size in an effective joke. Day 4, the last day, and they haven't improved. Squidward has a genius theory that people talk loud when they want to act smart. Plankton yells correct to that, proving its point in a funny joke that gets brushed through. Squidward suggests they should play loud so people might think they're good. That leads to the warehouse glass breaking. Squidward's face is stretched and he has a new theory to play quiet instead. This leads to racist backbone Bluefish blaming it on the big meaty claws. It starts a fight. SpongeBob tries to stop it, only to be told, now the talking trees are going to reach to us. There's a lot of racing in Bikini Bottom, and a big fight involving destroying the equipment. They fight until class is over, and then they become civil with each other out of nowhere. Squidward teleports out the door. This is where the comedy slows down for the story. They took his own chance of happiness and crushed it. He expected better from them and says, I feel like I used it for that too. He informs them to not bother showing up tomorrow and thanks them for nothing, with Patrick saying you're welcome. Nice bit of comedy to end the scene, where you suddenly gain sympathy for Squidward. The joke served to show his failure and you root for him as a protagonist. In this show about SpongeBob, he's barely been in it so far, he is just a cycle in the best episode of the show. Or is he? His role becomes clear as the emotional music plays when he starts talking about failing Squidward. Apparently he's always been there for us when it was convenient for him. That addition to the line is funny. He talked about things that firemen and some guy in the ambulance did. Said if he could just pretend Squidward did those things. Someone still doesn't get what it means and then chants for the firemen. This could have easily been seen as unearned. But while Squidward didn't do selfless things to begin with, the music and comedy makes it work in multiple ways. I like when something works as both a parody and an emotional story resolving around that. SpongeBob's line to be in a marching band is greatly voiced and intense. He stays through extra practice. The perceived failure through most of the segments leads you to wonder how they'll do it and make it work. It seems like it'll be forced to make them good, but everyone who's seen the episode knows that they make it work. Squidward shows up at the bowl with Squillam waiting. This makes his character even more hateable. Before he was bragging but gave Squidward a roll at least. Here it reveals he didn't have anything on and just wanted to watch Squidward blow it. This is him going out of his way and missing an opportunity just to see Squidward fail. This makes the audience agree he deserves something. Squidward tried to yell about his band dying, but they show up in marching uniform. It's over the top but feels colourful. It's exactly how Squidward pictures it as SpongeBob does his eager gift face. Squidward expects it to be the last time he can show his face here. And the ball moves up to be in the human world. It's a bit scary and a hate sport, but it makes them more memorable. Performance being a trip to the human world is an interesting mini twist. They get things over with, but it ends up being perfection. The trumpeters play a tune, and then SpongeBob starts singing Sweet Victory. This song existed before, but most people know it from SpongeBob. I didn't think it was the best SpongeBob song, but it is pretty close. The scene itself is amazing. The lines fit the context of the winner takes it all. Staging is great today, playing on the yacht with a variety of instruments played by different characters. Squidward's reaction adds to this. He starts off shocked, then he looks at Squillam showing off. He throws away his conductor stick and enjoys the music. The humans add to the overall feel of them enjoying it too. Squillam faints and have to be out of the way, which references a line earlier about bringing ibuprofen. Needing medical help but not for the reason he thought. When he gets taken away, Squidward waves to him in the greatest way possible. The music continued to high as Miss Puff poses with the guitar. The episode ends with Squidward jumping into the air in an iconic way as part of a sweet victory. What an episode indeed. I overanalyzed enough already, now for a simplistic overarching yuck. To some extent, it may just be a generic underdog story, but it's more than that. Squidward technically didn't do much to train them, but it still works so brilliantly. Every positive description I could use fits this. It's full of funny scenes that serve a purpose. The ending is memorable for a reason. Every line is quotable, but I still feel like I'm missing something. This video may be young, but I wrote it quickly while watching each scene. That's the perfection of Band Geeks summarized. Even if SpongeBob breaks 1,000 episodes, it's unlikely to top this masterpiece. Conclusion, I hope you enjoyed this CMIC analysis. Planned on doing similar things to other media, but might still want to wait a bit first. This was a great way to honour the 20th anniversary of a show I love so much. Though there hasn't been as much SpongeBob videos this year, but we still have interest in the show. Even if I haven't watched much of season 13 yet. The announced spin-off movies look like they could be good. They could be continuing SpongeBob the Woods animation. Hey, do you want to know a number funnier than 24? 25. That will be next year. A quarter of a century has had SpongeBob in. This deserves something special, but I don't know what it is yet. I still have a year to decide, but I have yet ideas. If you have suggestions, you could say something in the comments or not. If you enjoyed this video, consider pressing subscribe and watching more, because I've done a lot of SpongeBob videos across my past 3 years. The end.